Hi, Robin. Did you just get a notification? I was on just a second ago and no one was coming on for like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, either no one's around or the notifications aren't working. So you just got it? Okay, good to know. Because I'm thinking, hi, Carolyn. Hi, Elena, you just got it. Okay, good. Because I was on just a second ago and I was on there for like 2 minutes and no one was coming on. And I thought either no one is going on here. Hey, Brenda, remembered your actual name. Or something was wrong. So anyway, I'm glad to see you guys over here today. It is Friday. It is, it's going to be the start of a weekend, which is great. And so I'm kind of excited. I was just at a tea with the Sojourner girls and we had tea and just enjoyed ourselves and took the day off. And I'm going to another party, which is actually the Christmas dinner for the husband's side. So that'll be nice. It's a good day today. I saw the post. So beautiful. It was a lot of fun. It's our second time doing it, so now it's become an annual thing. That's what we do for Christmas now. So anyway, I want to go ahead and go on here and talk to you guys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rowena, and I am the designer for the Sojourner Traveler's Notebooks. Just got to get that out. So you kind of have an idea of who I am. Today, I'm not really going to talk about journals. And I think it's important that not because we do life together in so many ways. And I know that some of you I've not met in person, but I really do feel like we're all friends here. And I love sharing things and hopefully sharing some wisdom with you guys and maybe some of the experiences that I have had in the past. I think that everybody has a story. Everybody has things that have happened to them that can benefit other people, whether they're good things or bad things. And I think a lot of times it's just a matter of you willing to share to help others, hopefully, because I know for me, I learn a lot from other people. So I wanted to share something with you. And this is something that's close to my heart in so many ways. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's because I don't know. It's something that I think about. Anyway, before I get to that, let me just really quickly. I was talking to some of my friends recently, asking them if they know anybody who is selling planner stickers that has to do with Christmas and that can ship quickly. And I was talking to my Canadian friends, and none of them knew of anyone who will be able to ship quickly since it's kind of late in the game. So this is something else I'm sharing, you guys. I'm going to get to my other thing, but I just wanted to share this really quick. If you guys do not or have not purchased any stickers, I just wanted to let you know that I was over at Target this morning getting some Christmas cards, and I saw these in the Christmas card department, and these are stickers that probably goes on packages, but it actually will fit in your planners and it'll be cute little addition to your pages if you're looking for something like that. I know for me, I was kind of looking and I haven't seen anything. And so I thought these were really cute, so I thought I'd share it with you guys really quick before I get to my actual subject for today. So today is Vlogmas, day number 7. And in the past, I've been doing some prompts that had coincided with the prompts that is of Create December 2018. And I was going with those prompts for a while. And then as time went on, you know, I changed things up. So it was kind of fun doing that. Well, I was trying to find a place where I could put this particular subject that I'm going to talk about, and it's gifts. And what it is, but then when I looked, there was no prompt for gifts on that one, maybe on another hashtag, but not on Create December. So I thought, I'll do it today. It's Friday, why not? Anyway, so this subject is on gifts. This time of the year, December, we think a lot about gifts. There's all forms of gifts, right? There's the gift of time. We kind of talked about that a couple of Vlogmases ago. The gift of actual gifts of, let's say, something that you want to give to somebody, like it could be a service, it could be an actual material item, a necklace, bracelet, a ring, you know, whatever. It could be those kind of gifts. Those are always fun gifts. But this is a gift that I kind of want to give you guys. And this is something, like I said, that's kind of has made an impact in my life, so to speak. And one of the reasons why is because I have daughters, and many times they're young adults. Many times I feel concerned that they no longer live at home and they're kind of out there on their own and things like that. And I am concerned for their safety. And so this is a subject that might be a little serious. I'm just warning you guys this right now. And I'm going to first tell a story. And this story is something that took place about 2-3 years ago. And I was at a coffee shop. And it was around 7:30 at night. So it wasn't like it was late in the evening. And my friend and I were leaving. And hi, Katie. So I'm telling a story right now, just so you're kind of abreast of what's going on. And so as we were leaving the coffee shop, I remember it was a busy street, and I went out the door with her, and she parked at the corner, like 3 stalls over, and I'm on this other corner 3 stalls over as well. Okay. So again, it was early evening. We were together. We just went to our own cars, you know, separately that way. And I remember thinking there were these kids that were about to cross the street, and they were on skateboards and they were super loud. And I thought, I better get in my car quick, because who knows if these kids, you know, will want to mess around or do something. You know, you just never know these days. So I kind of got into my car really quick, and I was kind of keeping an eye on them as they were passing by. So as they were passing by, I remember distinctly, I was driving back then a Sequoia, a big Toyota Sequoia. And I remember that I was reaching over, as I'm watching them, I'm reaching over to the right where my purse was, because I was about to get my phone out. And I had this bad habit. Now I realize it's a bad habit of, when I get into the car, I take my phone out and I look to see if there's any messages before I leave to go home or to go to work or whatever. Okay, that's just become a habit where, again, I would look at my phone and I would read before I drove off, so I can answer any email, text, whatever. Well, as I was reaching and as I was looking at those kids passing by, I noticed that there was this guy on the side of the street that was walking very close to my vehicle. And I literally had eye-to-eye contact with him in my side view mirror. And as I was watching him and I'm reaching over to grab my phone, quickly in my mind I thought, is my car locked? And I was about to reach down, and of course it was dark, so it's not like I could see my car, and I don't remember which way is locked and which way is unlocked, right? So I was about to reach over, and I thought to myself, wait, you need to trust that you did lock the car, because usually when I get into the car, the first thing I do is turn on the engine, it automatically locks. And so as I was reaching over to the to lock or unlock it, I told myself, trust yourself, you locked it. And right when I thought that, the guy literally was right next to me, looked right at my face. He was dressed normal. It was kind of a youngish kind of guy. Had this smirk on his face and began to try to open my door. And immediately I looked and I thought, I got a bookie out of there. And so there was a car in front of me that was parked, and I just left the area. And so I'm telling you that story because I think sometimes we get lax in how we are careful doing our business and doing whatever it is that we're doing outside. You know, I just came from coffee, good times, happy, you know, just enjoyed my evening. And so I wasn't necessarily sitting there being super vigilant about being careful. And I really should have been, because I am the type of person who feels like I'm very aware of my surroundings, and I feel like I try to be very careful and secure. And so again, I'm telling you this story because I think a lot of times we think to ourselves when we're traveling, for instance, we're extra careful because we read all those things that happen, especially when you're in a different country. You need to watch out for pickpocketers and things like that. And automatically, you know, we're more careful in those situations perhaps. But back home, we're not so much that careful. And so just a reminder for you guys, especially right now that it's a super busy time, you know, be aware of your surroundings and just be very wise and smart in how you do things. And I'm not here to try to put a damper on the season or anything like that. But, you know, this is a time too where some people are very desperate. And so they will go through lengths to maybe steal or what have you. And so anyway, having said this, the gift, where that comes in is that I have a recommendation for you guys. And this is kind of my gift to you, is this recommendation. And this book is called The Gift of Fear. And this is what it looks like. I will put a link in this below in the comments section, and it will be there from Amazon. So it's called The Gift of Fear, and you can also get this in audio. And I read this a couple of years ago, and this is by, you know, I'm bad with names, so I don't remember names, but it's Gavin DeBecker. And basically he was an FBI profiler from what I remember. But anyway, this is a book that just goes over basically the fact that we innately have, how do I put this? We sense certain things. And he talks about how a lot of times we sense things and we just brush it off and go, I'm probably just being paranoid or whatever. And so that's what he talks about, is that you need to trust your instincts. If you feel something is not right, then get out of the situation or whatever, you know. And that's basically what he talks about in here. And then he gives some very practical tips, practical advice on how to deal with people who may from the street talk to you or what have you. You know, it's not that he's saying not to be friendly, but it is known that Americans typically are more polite people who try to help others, or do, especially women. I think sometimes we feel like, oh, if we're not friendly, someone might think, you know, we're the queen bee. Hi, Maria. You know, and stuff like that. And so anyway, it is it's a good read. Like I said, you can get it on audio, but I just think that this is a very important for every woman to read, because like I said, a lot of times we're just not really aware, and we're not out of the goodness of wanting to be friendly and nice, we do things or allow things and not really think twice about it. And he gives different scenarios, and they're real true life scenarios. I mean, it's just a really interesting. And I know that this is not an easy read, because sometimes, you know, we don't want to hear about these kinds of things, but it's true. You know, you need to be armed and you need to be prepared as much as you can. And so I guess that's just it. I just want to give you guys that gift, and hopefully that there will be some of you who will pick up this book and read it. And if you do that, do let me know. And so having said that, I would like to give this gift of the audio on Kindle to 3 people. And I just think it's that important to read this. So who in here has Kindle and is interested in this book? Anyone? Because if I don't blame you if you don't want to hear about this type of thing or listen to it. You have Kindle. Okay. Are you interested? So if you guys are interested, you have the app on my phone. Okay, on your phone. Okay, great. Because I have that app too, and that's kind of a lot of times how I listen to things. So let's do this. The first 3 people who are interested in this book, please don't do this if you're not interested, if you don't really want to read it or anything, because I want to gift this to someone who really wants to read this, and or I'm sorry, to listen to this on Kindle, or you know, you could download that app even if you don't already have it downloaded. And so let's do this. The first 3 people who puts down their email that I can send this audio to you guys, the first 3 people who puts down their email on this comment right here while we're live, I will gift you with this book on audio. So go. Thank you for that question. Did it make me more afraid or did it help me? I think anytime that you are armed and prepared, it will help you. And I think that it has helped me. I can be pretty sensitive to violent content. I get that. I totally understand that. My husband does not like to hear about these kinds of things. But I'm telling you, this stuff happens. And if you can get one thing out of the book that will help you in the future, then I think it's worth it. You know, more and more things are just harder and harder out there. I don't think it has scared me because I have the trust in the Lord that nothing will touch me that's he did not okay. That's one thing. But it also, I feel like it helped me be more aware and possibly be a little bit more careful. For example, he gives an example of a young girl who is on an airplane, and he heard her speaking to this man, and because he is a profiler, he profiled the man right away, and he talks about how he viewed the man and the things that he was saying, and how the girl was vulnerable and she was giving all kinds of information. And I don't want to spoil this, but what happens is when he gets up to go to the bathroom, he basically leans over to her and tells her, whatever you do, you need to stop talking to him and you need to stay away from him. And he said that the very first thing, she looks at him very suspiciously. Here is a man who is actually an FBI profiler. Of course, she doesn't know this, but here is a man who is trying to help her. She was more freer with this other man who was clearly up to no good. And to this profiler, she was kind of very offish. However, she did take his advice, and then you get to find out how she kind of realizes, well, he sees her interaction with him later on, and he notes his behavior and kind of gives a little bit of a conclusion of what he thought. And so anyway, stuff like that. So it gives you kind of a hint of, you know, I've done things like that, or I've said things like that, or, you know, and just not thinking, again, being polite. And so I have not seen anybody who put their email on here so that I could send you this free book as an audio through Kindle. So Is this too much for you guys? Totally be honest here. No judgment. Or do you guys have any questions or anything that I can answer? But yes, I hope I've answered that. I think for me, I've been a lot more careful. And also, I really try to stay away from being on my phone in the car and hanging around in a parking lot. Yes, I think it's important to be wise. Has anybody ever read this book? And see here, let me read to you in the back. It says, true fear is a gift. Unwarranted fear is a curse. Learn how to tell the difference. It says here, in this empowering book, armed with knowledge. Yes, armed with knowledge, exactly. In this empowering book, Gavin DeBecker, the man off Oprah Winfrey calls the nation's leading expert on violent behavior, shows you how to spot even subtle signs of danger before it's too late. Shattering the myth that most violent acts are unpredictable, DeBecker, whose clients include top Hollywood stars and government agencies, offers specific ways to protect yourself and those you love, including how to act when approached by a stranger, when you should fear someone close to you, what to do if you are being stalked, how to uncover the source of anonymous threats or phone calls, the biggest mistakes you can make with a threatening person, and more. Learn to spot the danger signals others miss. It might save your life. So there you go. So, hi Jackie. You're a little late to the game. You'll have to watch the replay. So anyway, you guys have any questions or anything? Any comments? I do better in all situations when I'm prepared. Exactly. But you know, we have moments of where we're not prepared and we're off thinking in La La Land or whatever, walking around and shopping. And you know, this is not so that you will have fear. I'm always amazed how many strangers want to touch my babies and think that they can without permission. Yeah. You know, and I have to be careful with that because I like little kids and I like to talk to them. I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your daily chats. Oh, thanks, Dawn. I appreciate that. Sometimes, like yesterday, there was this kid that the mom was kind of like iffy if she should leave him, and we're like in a corner in a coffee shop. And I said, oh, I'll watch him. No worries. And then I'm like, you know, maybe I shouldn't say stuff like that because I don't want people to feel comfortable with anybody. I mean, you never know. I could have been up to no good. And then I sat there and I started to talk to the little kid, and he was like 3 years old. She went in line at the coffee shop and she's kind of keeping an eye on him, but you know, around the corner, she really could not see him all the way around the corner. And I started chatting with him and I said, hey, how are you? And how old are you? And I'm like, after a few minutes, I was like, you know, I really should not be doing this because the kid may think, you know, I'm harmless, but the next person may not be. And so I actually put my earphones on and just kind of stopped talking to him and almost ignored him because I didn't want him to think that that was okay to do any random time or with anybody. And so anyway, yeah, I have to be careful with that because although I don't touch babies or other people's kids, I don't touch anybody like that in public. You know, I do talk to people. I'm very, I try to be friendly and, you know, I enjoy talking to people and meeting new people. But again, you just never know. So anyway, do you guys have any questions or anything? Because otherwise I will let you guys go. And I'm going to take a look at the replay and see if anyone has put their email up here. Me too, I'm chatty, right? And I just like people in general. Thanks, Ro. Good tip. You're welcome, Elena. All right. Well, tomorrow... Oh, did you guys watch the Vlogmas that I did about joy versus happiness? I had given a challenge to those who for the 5 days leading up to this Saturday. I was wanting to see if we can all try to do one thing for someone that maybe is unexpected or will bring them happiness. Maybe it's even something that you just generally do, but and maybe will bring them happiness, which in turn maybe collectively all those happy things will make them a joyful person. Because we talked about how joy comes from inside of you. It's not something I can make happen for you. I can make somebody happy, but it's going to be fleeting and for a moment. If you want the true joy, it would have to come from within you, and it's a decision that you have to make. So anyway, so is anyone doing that challenge? Because I have a story to tell about that, and I'm going to go over that tomorrow. And so if any of you did that challenge, or maybe it's not too late, maybe do one thing for somebody, and when I come on tomorrow we can kind of discuss it if anyone did anything. Otherwise I will just tell my story and what I did. So I look forward to that. Cool. Well, did you see that Vlogmas? It was like maybe 3 Vlogmases ago. So check it out. I think I called it, yeah, I called it Joy versus Happiness. And so anyway, I'm just chatting here now. So if you guys would want to tune in tomorrow, we will talk about that and the experience that I had, which again, it's one of those things that maybe it'll put a spark of thought in you and make someone's life happier tomorrow. I'll talk about that. So until next time, thank you guys for hanging out as usual, and we'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, keep on documenting life as it happens. Bye-bye.